Hello guys, welcome back to my channel SKS Physics, and today we will discuss about topic of chapter number 1, Gauss law. First we should recall electric flux. Flux, that means to flow, number of something penetrating a surface. Electric flux is measure of the number of electric field lines passing through the surface. Flux is equal to E dot delta S E delta S cos theta. When theta is equal to 90 degree, field lines will be parallel to delta S. So flux is equal to E delta S when theta is equal to 90 degree. E and S perpendicular. Now here angle between A and E is smaller than 90 degree. That means theta is less than 90 degree. That time flux is positive and electric field lines comes outside. Now here the angle is 90 degrees, so theta is equal to 90 degree, so flux is equal to 0. And here theta is greater than 90 degree, so flux is negative and electric field lines comes inside. What about the case when the electric field is not uniform and the surface is not flat? Then we divide the surface into small elements and add the flux through each. d phi is equal to E dot ds is equal to E ds cos theta. Total flux is equal to sigma ei dot dsi. Finally, what about a closed surface? A closed surface is one that completely encloses a volume, that means 3D surface. It is defined to point outward, so flux existing the enclosed volume is positive and flux entering the enclosed volume is negative. The closed surface is called a Gaussian surface because such surfaces are used by Gauss law. When we have a complicated surface, we can divide it up into tiny elements areas. Here Gaussian surface. So first tiny element area, that flux is negative because it's entering field lines. For second, that is flux is 0, and for third, flux is positive because it's existing enclosed volume. Phi is equal to limit delta Si tends to 0 sigma ei dot dsi, because here all are tiny elements area. Total flux is equal to integration ei dot dsi. Here closed integration. Spherical Gaussian surface around positive and negative point charge. For positive charge, outward flux, and for negative charge, that is inward flux. Here a positive charge and direction of electric field and tiny area element is same direction. Gauss law. Let's consider the total flux through a sphere of radius r which encloses a point charge plus q at its center. Now divide the sphere into small area elements delta s. The flux through an area element delta s is flux delta phi is equal to E dot delta S. Value of electric field. Electric field due to point charge from Coulomb's law, E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square into r cap. Therefore, delta phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square into r cap into delta S. Here the area element delta S and r cap have the same direction. You can see in the figure. Therefore, delta phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square into delta S. Since the magnitude of unit vector r cap is 1 because it's unit vector, the total flux through the sphere is obtained by adding up flux through all different area elements. Therefore, delta phi is equal to sigma all delta S 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square into delta S. Here 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square is constant. So, sigma all delta S is equal to S. The total area of the sphere S is equal to 4 pi r square. Therefore, delta phi is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square into 4 pi r square. 4 pi cut out, r square cut out. So, there is q upon epsilon 0. Therefore, delta phi is equal to q upon epsilon 0. That's Gauss law. The flux of electric field through a closed surface is proportional to the charge enclosed. Gauss law is true for any closed surface, no matter what its shape or size. Delta phi is equal to q inside upon epsilon 0. Your spherical Gaussian surface, inside charge is 1, so flux is 1q upon epsilon 0. Take another shape, enclosed a 1 charge, so that's 1q upon epsilon 0. Here a cylinder enclosed a 1 charge, so flux is q by epsilon 0. Now here, closed surface of various shapes can surround the charge. Only S1 is spherical. S1 less than S2 less than S3, but all enclosed charge plus q. So phi 1 is equal to phi 2 is equal to phi 3. Flux of all the surface are same. The flux through all the other surface are same. These surface are called Gaussian surface. You can see the S1 is smaller than S2 and S2 is smaller than S3. But the flux of all the surface are same because it enclosed charge is only one, that is plus q. So that's not matter what its shape or size. Now take a sample problem. There is closed spheres and a cube and flux through this A, that is phi A, B is phi B, phi C, phi D and phi E. Now what's the answer? Consider only enclosed charge. And the answer is second one. The term Q on the right side of the Gauss law includes the sum of all charges enclosed by the surface. The charges may be located anywhere inside the surface. Delta phi is equal to Q inside by epsilon 0. Now here the Gaussian surface enclosed the three charges. So the total flux delta phi is equal to q plus minus q by epsilon 0, that's q by epsilon 0. Now here enclosed charges are 2 plus q and plus q. So the flux delta phi is equal to 2q by epsilon 0. And here charge is not enclosed, so delta phi is equal to 0. That's sum of all charges enclosed by the surface. Now take a sample problem. The figure shows a surface enclosing the charges q and minus q. The net flux through the surface surrounding the two charges is q by epsilon 0 to q by epsilon 0 minus q by epsilon 0 0 or minus 2q by epsilon 0. You can see that's dipole minus and plus charge. And what's the answer? Yeah, that's 0. In the situation when the surface is so chosen that there are some charges inside and some outside, the electric field is due to all charges both inside and outside. The term q on the right side of the Gauss law, however, represent only the total charge inside. That means consider electric field is due to all charges, but for total charge inside for q. Delta phi is equal to integration E dot ds in the form of electric field, and delta phi is equal to q inside by epsilon 0 in the form of charge. Here enclosed charge is 2, so q plus q by epsilon 0, that's 2q by epsilon 0. One charge is outside, so it's considered for electric field, so integration E1 plus E2 plus E3 dot ds. So electric field is due to all the charges inside or outside, but for the term q inside, that's only for total charge inside the surface. Take a sample problem. What is flux of the electric field through this closed surface? Here A, B and C point are charges and their ds and E vector. The flux is equal to integration E1 plus E2 plus E3 dot ds. Flux is equal to integration on A E dot ds plus integration on B E dot ds plus integration on C E dot ds. Integration on A E dot ds is equal to E ds cos 180 degree. 180, that's minus 1, so minus E integration ds, that is minus Es. Here S and E is perpendicular, so E dot ds on B E ds cos 90, that's 0. For C, integration on C dot ds is equal to E ds cos 0 is equal to E ds, E integration ds is equal to Es. Now the total flux phi is equal to minus Es plus 0 plus Es is equal to 0. Gauss law is often useful towards much easier calculation of the electric field when the system has some symmetry. This is facilitated by the choice of a suitable Gaussian surface. Consider a symmetrical Gaussian surface as a cube. Since a cube has 6 identical sides and the point charge is at the center, the total flux through a cube is delta phi is equal to q inside by epsilon 0. There is only one charge, q by epsilon 0. Now we have a question. What is the electric flux through one of the side? There is 6 identical sides. So del phi 1 phase is equal to q by 6 epsilon 0. That's only because of symmetry. Thank you for watching.